So here we got the CPL Tryout Tour Finals between Zeusifur and Wordlife. I believe these guys have faced before, and unfortunately I do know the result of this match, but I'm just going to watch this battle for the first time and see. I'll just tell you guys what I think of it, alright? And we'll try to have a takeaway at the end. So we're just gonna play it then. Lead with the Seismitoad and the Lopunny. There was nothing really preventing the Lopunny from getting a Mega off right away, which is nice. I could have expected the Golurk to lead just because Stealth Rock and it blocks the Zeraora from Volt switching. Maybe the Seismitoad lead was predicting that. If this is Rocky Helmet, it's a decent check to the Lopunny. Also a pretty good check to the Nihilego and the Klefki. So this Seismitoad is a really nice all-purpose lead. And other than that, there wasn't a ton. I don't think Wordlife, I think Wordlife's Seismitoad lead is the best lead he could have done. And it just covered everything, so Zeusifur might as well get his Mega off right here. Scout the set. I'm expecting a fake out. Yep. Is that Rocky Helmet? It's not. He can calc that damage. Goes into Zapdos. Interesting. He goes into Zapdos. That either dodges, that Seismitoad can't do much, especially in the face of Lopunny. It's not like it's going to click a rock move there. So Zapdos is a relatively safe switch, but we find out that Celesteela is Wordlife's default switching into the Lopunny, which is a little weird to me, unless he was predicting something, predicting the Necrozma, like I guess the Golurk. But I think you still stay in there unless, I guess the Seismitoad's really not that bulky. So that's interesting. Now, Zeusifur has a ton of momentum right here. He just lets it take the Thunderbolt and Leech Seeds the Zapdos. I don't really agree with that. It must have been a huge overprediction. Yeah, he must have been expecting a switch. That puts him way in the back already. Okay. I haven't known Wordlife to overpredict like that, but things happen. Pressure, I don't know. So you got very little value out of that because he hard switched into the Golurk just to get rid of the Leech Seed, and Celesteela's in range or anything. Protect, yeah. Dude, I don't know what you were trying to do there. Even the Protect play, you knew he... it wasn't, I don't think it was very likely for him to stay in it. Even if he did, it didn't really get you much. So Zeusifur is just stacking these. He got tons of damage on Celesteela and he got rocks and he lost basically nothing. That's how I see it. This is a very passive Celesteela set, which, I mean, you need something for the Nihilego, I guess. What does this really check, right? It could check the Lopunny, I guess, but Necrozma is probably a better Lopunny check. Because it can directly threaten it, unless this thing might have Air Slash. Air Slash, and then a move to hit the Nihilego, most likely. And then he... yeah, goes for that Protect on the switch. And then has to switch into this. Nice Toxic. Unfortunately, it misses, but that was a good play. And he gets the Defog off right here. As Zapdos does reveal the Air Cutter. Very nice tech. Knowing that Zapdos is just like Thunderbolt, Air Cutter, probably Roost, Toxic, Wordlife does see the opportunity to set up with the Zeraora, knowing that at +1 defense, Lopunny can't really revenge kill it. You do get Toxic though, which puts you on a timer. If this is your win con, I don't know that this was the best spot to use it. Uh, I don't remember what kind of Charizard that is. I think it's if it's Zardax, then that's what you go into here. I mean, unless you really don't want to get Toxic, but Zardax scares this out pretty much. Because you can just threaten it with immediate damage and it doesn't have a good switch in. So, huh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Zardax. So, I guess the Zera is like another potentially threatening mon right here. But yeah, this thing getting put on a timer really sucks. This is a good Zapdos set. So, expecting... Oh, nice read, nice read. Rindo Berry, okay. For what? Probably the Whimsicott, I guess. I don't know. So he gets to come and fake out this, rack up the toxic damage. This low opening pairs really nicely with the toxic Zapdos. The Leech miss is pretty unfortunate because this Celesteela is actually getting up to very close to its max HP. Now you can Leech Seed, like force a Rapid Spin, I guess, and Protect to block that if you want to, and then Zeusifur can predict that. And he does predict the switch, so now Word Life is kind of playing up to what I expect of him personally, and gets a nice Toxic off on Zapdos using the Rindo Berry. So good on that. This is Charizard X. Toxicing the Zapdos is huge. You lost your Seismitoad though. I think Seismitoad was only here for the Zapdos and I guess potentially the Golurk though, so that makes sense. The Nihilego, actually, I checked that Nihilego really well as well. I mean, the Rindo Berry was obviously for that Nihilego. Wait a minute. This is 3 attacks Toxic. Yeah, there's no Roost on this Zapdos, so any damage is permanent. That's really nice. And you can pretty safely Dragon Dance right here. You do get Toxic, yes, but now you're a massive threat versus everything else. He's gonna Dragon Dance again. I don't know if that was necessary, because now you only have like 2 or 3 hits left, and you can't just clean through the team. Otherwise, like, yeah, you would have gotten faked out, but no, you only get 1 kill here. Yeah, that's, I think Dragon Dancing again was a misplay right there. How do we go from like 4 to 1 viewer? Okay. So, I guess most people watch this game already. Let me back that up. So, I don't like the way that Zardax was played right here. He wasted like both his setup win cons right there, letting him get toxic. I think I know what my takeaway from this game is. So you're going to go into this, and he doesn't have a psychic move. He obviously doesn't have a psychic move, right? Why else would he like Heat Wave that? Oh, this is Last Resort. Oh my god, I just realized that. That's something. It can't do anything to the Celesteela, but I guess if you're just trying to pump out some normal type damage. It's Heat. I don't know if I agree with it. I don't know if I agree with that set. It's really good for taking out stuff like the Zardax, I guess, and just punishing stuff that gets toxic. I think like High Jump Kick with some other normal moves would have been better, unless there's a specific kill you're going for here. Because at least you can hit the Celesteela. I mean, it's fair to expect to protect, and considering that, this was a pretty good Celesteela set to bring. But, I mean, yeah. So, where are we at? The Necrozma didn't die. He Heat Waves this and then switches into the Blastoise, I believe. As you switch into Steela, that makes sense. And I guess you were predicting that Celesteela, so you can Rapid Spin away the Leech Seed. That was a good play. Because Celesteela versus this Blastoise is not going to be able to recover as much as it would versus pretty much anything else. And you do switch out. Okay, have you decided that Blastoise is your least valuable Mon? Is that why you're letting it get Leech Seeded like that? Possibly. He's pretty free to stack spikes right here. Does take 1 Heat Wave, but I think once Cliffkey gets the spikes up, it will have done its job. Paralyzing this is pretty nice, especially because it's autotomized. And I guess Word Life is just going for game here. He sets up a lot. I mean, fair enough because you're Thunder Waved, but alright, I'm gonna throw up a foot on Geyser. Crit, that's huge. Dragon Tail, very nice. Very nice tech. I guess that's for the Zardax. And then he protects because he's trying to stack Toxics. Cool, cool. So Lopunny's faster than this, right? You can let this die, and then Lopunny should kill with the Fake Out Last Resort. Celesteela is low enough so that if Nihilego is Z, or it's just Scarf Nihilego, that works too. Knocked off Scarf. Okay, this is gonna die. And I'm not actually sure. I mean, Celesteela is what? 58? That's kinda low. He's gotta set up with this all over again. I don't like the way Word Life is setting up this game. That's all. That's my main takeaway here. And I don't think Celesteela can pull it back. I mean, I do know the result of this game. I'm gonna spoil it now. Zeusifur does win this, but I don't know how he's gonna kill the Celesteela. Yeah, I guess he just has to get lucky with some Paras right here, because as soon as this gets a Heat Wave off, or a Photon Geyser, whatever, Photon Geyser hits everything. He says, yeah, I think that's GG, because Fake Out Last Resort kills from this range, I guess. This was a fairly offensive Necrozma, yeah, that just goes right down. This is going to take a Last Resort, Leech Seed, Protect. Are you going to take another Last Resort? It did 29. So, on the Protect, oh, nice prediction. And then, I guess now Fake Out plus Last Resort will kill. That was pretty close in the end. Burning this was nice. So, the main thing that happened here is that Zeusifur used status really well. That's what ended up happening. And Word Life just set up too early. He had multiple... I forgot you were burned. He has Air Slash. Oh. Yeah, he could have won this game. Interesting. Alright, you know what? So things like that happen, right? People choke. I'm like the master of choking. But what I really want to highlight is that Word Life, throughout the whole tournament, has brought multiple setup win cons, right? And this game, Zeusifur really packed a lot of status. So, like, I get that if you're committed to going for game, you can let your win con get status. Just make sure you have enough turns, especially with Toxic, alright? So, yeah, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Toxic. You really need to manage your turns, alright? You need to know how many turns you're going to be able to stay alive if you get Toxic. And you need to set up or not set up accordingly, right? You need to... Because if you're gonna set up, it means you're a lot less likely to switch. So you're gonna let those Toxic turns rack up. Like with the Charizard, it only got off one attack once it Dragon Danced, and it Dragon Danced twice. If it didn't Dragon Dance at all, it would have killed the Zapdos and most likely killed something else. Or it would have been able to come in later on, or if it Dragon Danced once, it would have killed the Zapdos, possibly been able to kill something else. But because of the way he played it, he Dragon Danced twice, and in the end that wasn't actually able to kill anything. I don't know if he just didn't consider the Toxic, but I doubt that's the case. Or like, no, obviously he didn't consider the Toxic. Or he decided that Zardax wasn't important enough. But like with the Zeraora, with the Zardax, with the Necrozma to a lesser extent, he didn't really have anything else to 1v1 the Klefki at that point. Maybe you should have saved Zeraora for that. But like, you really gotta evaluate your ways to win multiple times throughout the game. It's a good idea to pick your win con at the beginning, and then as the game goes on, maybe that changes once you find out some sets. Like once you find out that Zapdos is Toxic, like you've got to play that Zardax differently. I know like your game plan going into this might have been, alright, I'm gonna set up my Zardax on the Zapdos, but once you find out it has Toxic, that's not so easy anymore. So that's something people really got to pay attention to. Alright, I think that's going to be it for this battle review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all